am surprised that we even have a bill of this magnitude here in these chambers. I don't know how many of you do a payroll. I'm assuming not very many, a private payroll every 2 weeks, but I do. Now, I want to give you a little history about unemployment. As somebody who actually worked for a business and got laid off and had bills to pay, unemployment was there for me. And fortunately, since I've been a business owner, my employees have never had to use unemployment, but I pay into unemployment in our business. And in 2008, we had the Great Recession. President Obama extended unemployment benefits up to 90 weeks. Now, there's a fund that we all pay into, the employer pays into. It's called unemployment tax. And that fund was raised to pay back, to make sure our fund was full, because we borrowed money from the federal government to issue those unemployment checks for up to 90 weeks. Typically, it was 6 weeks that you were able to get unemployment benefits. 2015, we finally got our fund back, paid off to the federal government loan that we had. And then COVID came. And we had the whole nation unemployed. And in California, we had unemployment problems we knew about in 2008, didn't fix it. The department is ran so poorly in California that we had people in prison getting unemployment. And now the fund is $30 billion in debt. $30 billion. And now who pays for that? If you don't have employees, you don't pay for that. But if you have employees, you pay for that. That's me, my wife, and our business that pays for that. And the thousands of businesses in California that pay for that unemployment fund. And unemployment is great. It's there for you when you actually lose your job. But this bill, what does it do? It allows somebody who has a job, to go on strike and get an unemployment claim or get unemployment benefits. That's not what unemployment was made for. It was made for people who actually lost their jobs, not for people to go on strike. So essentially, the business owner, myself, would be paying a worker to go on strike to negotiate against me. Think about that. This is the most crazy thing I've ever seen, and I can't even get my head around the logic of why we're here even having this discussion. This is a labor dispute, not an unemployment dispute. No wonder the California people in business have named this as a job killer. It's totally a job killer. There's no way that you can come up with a logical reason to give somebody unemployment who has a job, who decides to go on strike. Members, I mentioned earlier when we had the budget about the fact that there wasn't one thing in the budget that helped a California business stay in California. Not one thing. I have not seen a bill in the 600 or 700 bills that we've seen in the last couple of days that helps me stay in business in California. Not one. Plenty of bills that raise my electricity rates, come after unemployment, this bill, many other bills that hurt my business. I compete against businesses outside of California, and they're shipping products into California cheaper than I can provide that product here in California. You cannot have a strong public sector unless you have a strong private sector. And members, businesses are leaving California because of pieces of legislation like this. Why don't for once we do something to keep a business in California that lays the golden egg that raises the $300 million we spend every year? Members, this is a horrible bill. This is a bad idea. This is going to hurt California businesses. Every one of those little small businesses in your community is going to be hammered by this if their people go on strike. Let's not set a precedent in California and take the money that business owners pay and use it to pay employees of theirs to strike against them. I urge a no vote on this bill.